With Trial Mountain set to return on Gran Turismo 7, I thought it'd be a good time to look back over the previous games in the series at other circuits which haven't appeared in the later Gran Turismo games. So here are 10 tracks which I would love to see make a return on Gran Turismo, but bear in mind that I've tried to pick some tracks which have only appeared maybe once or twice in the series, so I've ignored some of my all-time favourites like Apricot Hill and Midfield. Number 10. Infineon Raceway. Well, at the time it was known as Infineon Raceway, but it's now better known as Sonoma Raceway, or Sears Point. This real-world track first hit our consoles on Gran Turismo 4 and only ever appeared on Gran Turismo for the PSP in future. With GT now focusing more and more attention on real-world circuits rather than original tracks, I'm surprised to see that Sears Point hasn't made a return. Based in the Sonoma Mountains in California, the first half of the course is particularly challenging due to the general incline of the circuit and also the camber of some of the corners. Miss the apex and you're likely taking a trip to the grass. The second half of the track is mainly comprised of fast downhill lefts and rights, culminating in a hairpin corner before a short run to the line. With NASCAR still visiting this track in real life, it'd be nice to see it make a return to GT. Number 9. Motorsports Land. Okay guys, hear me out with this one. If you've never heard of Motorsports Land, that's probably because it only ever appeared once on Gran Turismo 2. And even then, you could only drive it on time trial mode in arcade mode. But if you used cheat codes, you could actually stage a race here, and the AI could drive the course pretty much without issue. So what is Motorsports Land? Well, it's actually a go-kart track, so to drive full-size racing cars on such a tiny circuit is pretty amusing really. Not to mention that there is a really strange glitch where if you drive on the infield and the final corner, you can clip through the track's boundaries. Really strange, but really fun. So why do I want it back? Well, with go-karts being present in the newer Gran Turismo games, I think it'd just be awesome to see this track used for its actual purpose. It's probably not going to happen, but I think it'd be cool if it did. Number 8. El Capitan. Right, I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't really like this track when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate it a lot more. El Capitan first appeared on Gran Turismo 4, and went on to appear in Gran Turismo for the PSP, as well as the spin-off game Tourist Trophy, before being prematurely retired from the series. It's set in the Yosemite National Park in the USA, close to the Cathedral Rocks rally track, although make no mistake, it is a fictional circuit. I like it because it's a fast circuit with levels of challenge added in due to the near constant undulations, thanks to the fact that it's located up a mountain. There are sections of the track which undulate in such a way that your car behaves very weirdly, and conquering these sections make you feel like a true GT master. If you've only ever played the newer Gran Turismo games, go back to GT4 and give this one a try. Number 7. Tahiti Road. Is it just me, or did a whole bunch of cars and tracks from Gran Turismo 2 never return to the series? Well, Tahiti Road was one of those casualties. I'll level with you guys. It's not the most spectacular or difficult track, but what it was a perfect beginner's track for the game. In fact, the first race of the first championship you probably attempted, the Sunday Cup, was hosted at Tahiti Road. Sometimes it's nice to take your foot off the gas a bit and just enjoy a nice drive by the beach, before going on to tougher challenges that lie ahead. Number 6. Grindelwald. No, not Gelert Grindelwald. This Grindelwald is based on a real-life village of the same name in Switzerland. Although, like El Capitan, this is a fictional circuit, and like Tahiti Road, it only ever appeared on Gran Turismo 2. And I think this is a bit of a shame, as it was an enjoyable track that I would have loved to see in PS2 or even PS3 graphics. Like some of the other tracks we discussed, it's another course that sees you wind your way up to the top of a hill in the first half of the course, before descending back to the finish line. There's a good mix of low and high speed corners too, and the scenery is just lovely, even in PS1 graphics. With other tracks from the same region of Switzerland being present in later games, such as Eiger Nordwand, we probably won't be seeing Grindelwald return anytime soon, or maybe I'll be proven wrong. Number 5. Special Stage Route 11. Finally, we get to discuss a track from the original Gran Turismo, and to be honest, every single track from the game would go on to appear in subsequent titles in the series. But Special Stage Route 11 would only ever appear once more. Not on Gran Turismo 2 either, but on Gran Turismo 3. It's a very challenging course, and probably the hardest track to master on the original Gran Turismo. The most challenging part of the circuit is probably this section here, where you have to negotiate a very fast and tricky chicane. Both you and the AI will probably end up crashing here more than a few times over the course of your GT career. When the circuit returned on Gran Turismo 3, this section of track had been cordoned off, and a new section added in that takes you through 2 lines of trees with fairy lights, while negotiating a much easier chicane before joining back up with the original layout of the track. Will we ever see it return? Well, special stage tracks in general have been a near permanent fixture, so maybe. Number 4. Seattle Circuit. This is another track that first appeared on Gran Turismo 2, although unlike others would be ported over to the PlayStation 2, being featured on both Gran Turismo 3 and 4. Oh, and on Gran Turismo 2000 of course. It would briefly return on Gran Turismo for the PSP, but it would never make it to next-gen consoles, despite being briefly featured on the trailer for the Honda NSX, which was released as DLC in 2013. Years later in 2019, Seattle was found with a load of other circuits in the files of Gran Turismo 5, although this was still the PS2 version of the track, just ported over. Anyway, in my opinion, Seattle is a great track with some awesome jumps and long straights where you can get up to a decent speed. It also featured in the Formula GT Championship on Gran Turismo 3, which is a testament to the street tracks which used to feature on the real-life F1 calendar, like Long Beach for example. Ever since it was teased to us in that trailer in 2013, I've wanted to see it make its return. Number 3. City Diarrhea. Okay, so this might not be a popular choice, and I'm totally prepared for that. Like you guys, this track gave me anxiety as a kid, but it's another one of those tracks that I've been back to since, and discovered a much greater appreciation for it. I mean, driving through the tight streets of an Italian village in a classic Alfa Romeo is something I'll probably never do in real life, so I might as well enjoy doing it on Gran Turismo 4. Yes, it's narrow, yes, it's challenging, but when was challenge in a video game ever a bad thing? We just can't drive Tahiti Road all day, can we? Number 2. Costa del Marfi. This is genuinely one of my all-time favourite Gran Turismo tracks. Yeah, really, I promise you. And I think it's partly because I spent a lot of time driving it on Gran Turismo 4. From memory, I was trying to save up enough money for the black Le Mans cars which would show up in the used car dealerships after a specific number of days. and the races that featured Costa Del Marfi seemed to yield cars with a high resale value. So that's what I did, over and over again, until I had enough credits. The track is set on the real island of Capri, although like Grindelwald and El Capitan, the actual course layout is fictional. I've actually been to Capri, and the roads are quite similar. Quite narrow and very windy, especially when going up from Capri to Anna Capri, although it's a lot busier, let me tell you. I love the track, as it's a rare example of a tarmac rally stage, something we don't see too much of in the Gran Turismo universe. It's also fast, challenging, and it's complemented by some gorgeous scenery. Costa del Marfi only appeared on Gran Turismo 4 and on Gran Turismo for the PSP, so I think it's about time that we set sail to Capri once more. Number 1. Red Rock Valley. Sorry if you were expecting a spicier pick, guys, but it just has to be Red Rock Valley for me. I mean, how was this track only ever featured on one Gran Turismo game? How? As soon as the game hit the consoles, it became a fan favourite. And for good reason too. It's a high-speed track with a combination of banked, oval-style circuit corners and twisty infield sections. If you're good enough and you've got the right machinery, you can get round it in less than a minute. Red Rock Valley hosted a lot of Gran Turismo 2's premier races, being featured in the GT All-Stars Championship among others, although it never held an endurance race. There are several lists on different websites, from GT Planet to Car Throttle, of the best tracks in the series, and Red Rock Valley is a near constant feature. It continues to be loved by fans despite it only ever appearing on Gran Turismo 2. And for me, it's not just the best track on this list, it's the best ever. Thanks for watching.